What's up, my fellow philosopher? So, I want to tell you about what happened this weekend. I ran a full marathon for my first time ever. The crazy thing is that I wasn't fully trained for it, and it was by the sheer power of my own mind and will that allowed me to finish this race. Now, I'm not 100% proud of what I did, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But as I was going towards the 13-mile split off where the half marathoners would go off and finish the race, or you went left, continued running the full marathon. I was feeling so good at that time while I was running the race that I decided, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go the whole way through. And there was a lady holding up a sign like, half marathon this way. And as I was passing her, she was like, this way. And I just ignored her and just kept on going. And it was so funny because I just remember it's like, nah, I got this. Cake, easy. Oh my God. Little did I know the what I was getting myself into. And so here's the thing, mile 13, mile 14, mile 15, mile 16, my mom called me at mile 17 and she was like, Ricky, mijo, I thought you were done running. You're still running? And I was like, I decided to run the full. And she's like, okay, all right. Well, you're crazy, but all right, good luck. I was fine. She was like, are you good? I'm totally fine. Yeah, I'm running. I got this. I was running a good pace. Um, Nothing crazy, but I was running. And then I hit mile 19. And for the first time I feel my quads, well, no, my hip flexors, they I can't stride as long anymore because they were cramping. And there was a lot of hills. So up and down, up and down. It was just intermittent hills the entire way through. And I started cramping up. I was like, oh man, that doesn't feel good. And I I just kind of like lock up a little bit, and I try to just keep on running, try to like you loosen up as I run. Um, and mile 20 was when my quads and my hamstrings just started cramping, locking up. And heart was good, cardio was good. I felt mentally good. I was there, but my body was just not responding to me anymore. I've never felt anything like that. It was literally I hit mile 20. It was just wall, no more. My body was just, what the fuck are you doing right now? You need to cut this shit out. But I was determined to finish, and mile 20 to mile 26 was absolute torture. Absolute torture. It was the joy of running. I was, get me the hell out of here. Um, my mind took me places where, like you can just quit. You can literally just stop. I mean, there's plenty of people here. Somebody, somebody will take care of you. And my mind was just going to all different places, and it really showed the weakness of how easy it can be to just give up. But fuck that. I didn't get to mile 20 to not finish this fucking thing. So I keep going. And I find this little stride where I can just hold on to, where I can just have this tiny little pace. That way I'm just literally just a few paces faster than walking. And I find this little stride, and I just keep it. I hold it for the last 3 miles, mile 23, 24, then it's mile 26. There's one last hill on mile 26 where you just gotta just push it back up, but you just know everyone's cheering you on, and you get down, and then it comes downhill into the finish line, and everyone's cheering you on. It's fucking amazing. The whole environment of the event is just so beautiful, and you just feel so accomplished after you finish that. Something like that. And I know for a fact that I wouldn't have felt that way if I had stopped at the 13. So I was really proud of myself, and and it was just a really beautiful experience. My girlfriend was there, my cousin, my best friends were all there, and so my cousin ran a full marathon. He trained really well for it, so it's incredible. And but I'm looking back, and right now, like these last 2 days, it's Wednesday. I ran it on Sunday. I am barely getting my strength back in my legs. Monday and Tuesday, I could barely walk. I literally could barely walk. I had to hold on to things. My balance was all messed up. My legs were in so much pain. I still can't fully extend my legs. It's painful. I couldn't do a push up because I couldn't. I Not because I can't use my arms, but because I can't use my legs. I literally can't hold weight on my quads. It's I've never felt anything like that. And I really put my body through a serious beating, and it's absolutely no joke. You can really hurt yourself out there. And thank God I didn't. Well, maybe I did, right? Because I'm recovering. But you can really put your if you can really put your body through some serious stress. And at least I'm not a completely newbie runner. But I was the longest I've ever ran was 13.1 miles. 13.1, yeah. Um, and I've never ran anything more than that. And I just powered through another 13. And what I've realized is that running a full marathon is not twice as hard as a half. It's like 10 times as hard. It's way fucking harder because and as many people have told me, it's the last 6 miles of the marathon where the marathon is ran. That's the marathon, the last 6 miles. And it's so true. 100% those last 6 miles were the absolute fucking worst thing that I've ever put my body through. And so now that I'm reflecting on this marathon, I've realized that I have a tendency to power through things. I have will, and I have drive to get me through, and I love pain. I actually thrive on the suffering of being in a grueling workout, of being in it, just fighting for to win. Like I love that, and I remember that from high school sports, and it's something I miss so much, and it almost took me back to that. And so, but I've realized that that's not sustainable. What is sustainable? What is an efficient strategy for life is not to have I had a sprinter's mentality on that marathon. I can power through it. Let's go. Let's get it done. Where instead, it should have been the other way. It should have been I steadily trained for this marathon until I was ready, until my body was ready for that type of volume of running for 4 hours straight. My body just wasn't ready for that. And many times in life, we think we can sprint to our goals, but in reality, we can't. If you're trying to sprint, you're going to burn yourself out, and it's not sustainable. You'll you'll drop your health, you'll drop your relationships, and then it just becomes this lonely path, and you give up. And you go through these peaks and valleys of life where you're just never consistent. And that's what I've realized. I struggle with consistency. I'm really good about just nailing a project and just getting through something and finishing and getting it done fast and being impatient, which is not something I'm proud of. And this marathon really, really showed me that. I had to take a hard look in the mirror and really look at that quality of me that if you want to build something, you can't build tall with sprinting. You'll burn yourself out. If you want to build something tall that stands the test of time, it has to be done slow, meticulously, consistently, one baby step at a time. That's how you build long lasting change. And that was a big lesson for me because I could have trained better for this marathon. I could have. But I told myself, nah, I got this. I can do it. I'm proud of myself. I feel great that I was able to do it. I can check it off the bucket list. But the strategy the strategy to get to that finish line is not a sustainable strategy, especially if you're trying to build really big things in life. You're trying to build a personal brand, you're trying to build a business. All of these things are built steadily and slowly, one step at a time. And so now for me, I have this highly developed will, which is great. It's a great thing to have, but a very underdeveloped, consistent plan of action, patiently moving forward. And you really get to enjoy life a lot more in the latter. Your relationships are good. You don't overlook your health. You don't overlook different things that keep you going for the long run. And that's the most important thing, because really we're playing an infinite game here. Life is an infinite game. It's about staying in the game. And you win. You're winning if you're in the game still. You're still in this game. Business is an infinite game. Your fitness is an infinite game. If you can work out, if you can go on a run, the goal is to continue to do those things, not to just do one run and then just be out for a week. The goal is to always being able to do it. So, that's the strategy that I need to make a change into. I need to move towards being steadily, consistently, and patient. And switching from the sprinter's mentality to the marathon mentality, that's not easy. That doesn't come easily for me. And I get impatient. And I want things to happen now and fast. But that's just not reality. And even now that I reflect on it right now, it may even be based on insecurity. Why do I need things to happen right now? Why do I need this now? Why did I need to run a marathon now? For this feeling, for me to feel proud of myself, for this feeling so that others could admire me? Maybe. I'm not gonna lie, there's probably a lot of that. Was it worth it? In my mind, I say yes, because I'm really happy that I did. But at the same time, it wasn't. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. What's necessary is to continue going at the most sustainable pace that you can. Because if you chip away 1%, one little bit every single day, and you just deposit that into your bank account of whatever it is that you're doing, and you build and you build and you build, before you know it, your compound interest is working in your favor. And that's what you want. You want the compound interest to work in your favor. And so that means that you have to build from the ground up, slowly, steadily, and surely. Because the returns of compound interest, all of them happen at the later end, when that curve just goes. Then you have to be patient for that. And so you have to put in the work, one day at a time, consistently and consistently. And so that's all I got here, guys. I think the path of freedom, the path of the philosopher, is to slowly and steadily build, one step at a time. That's the path of the philosopher. You can't sprint through this game. You have to steadily and enjoy the ride. Stay in the game. Play the infinite game. God bless you guys, my philosopher friends. Stay in the race, in this beautiful race of life that we have. Find the love, find the beauty, find the passion, and let's keep on going. Talk to you guys later. I'm going to take care of these fucking cats that are on the counter.